Welcome everyone, and it is time. She is here. If you guys have been following my channel for a while now, back to a couple of years, you know that Zafina and Scarlet have always been my main two topics of favorite characters. And now she has been released in Tekken 7. I've had a lot of you ask me over my other videos if I'm going to cover anything for her in this game. And not a tutorial per se, but for right now I want to go ahead and cover some things that she has new so we can look at. And I want to cover some things if you haven't fully watched my other tutorial. I'm going to cram some things in this video that you should know about certain moves that she has if you're new to wanting to try this character out. So let's go through some basic. Now I'm not going to go through all the things that I know because I could be going through like a 2-3 hour video for that, but I'm just going to let you know, like, we're going to go through some of the basic strings and stuff she has. So you have the Rage Art and the Rage Drive, and we'll put our Rage Drive on. From what I've seen, her Rage move is unique. Stuns you, allows for combo opportunities. So I was trying to end that in her new combo, but yeah. So Rage Drive seems to just kind of claw hand stun and allow for combos. So I would say to use that specifically in a lot of your combos instead of ending it in a super. Especially it seems like it'd be good to grant good follow-up pressure. I'd just be careful with that because that's probably just going to damage skill a lot. But anyway. So you want to look into some things here. And I'm going to talk about what, if they're new or they're old, and alternate ways to use them. So you have your 1-2, and then you have your 1-2-3. Now 1-2-3, as far as I remember, yeah, I remember it does not actually combo. So your opponent can just duck that if you get predictable with it. So a good way to mix that is you're going to want to do down forward 2 or down forward 1. So remember that when you're doing this string, because this is not a pressure string, because your opponent more likely or less, if you abuse that, it's just going to crouch and walk steading to you before you can get anything out of stance cancel. Another thing to notice too before we get into stance cancel is if you ever land 3, if you hold back, she gets out of stance. So it's almost like she never goes into it. So any string that we're going to talk about that you will go into stance, like even if it's just stand 3, you hold back and she gets out of it. So it's a good way to confuse your opponent if you're going to go into stance or not. So let's say your opponent did not block this string and they're expecting stance. That's a good way to start setting up mix-ups or mind games. All right. Anzu. So like I said, this is 1-3. Hold back if you want to cancel out. This also, I believe, does not combo. Okay, this one actually does. Okay. And once again, hold back. Now, if you hit confirm, sure, go ahead and pressure with a mix. But 9 times out of 10, if they decide to block it, fake it. So if you land 1-3 as a punish, it is up to you to decide. Do you want to mix or do you want to let go and maybe set up a throw? She does not have a grab out of stance cancel. So, I mean, out of stance. 1-4 is a very unique move because what this move is good for is fishing. This move is really good at fishing for counter pokes, and I'll show you the reason why. If you ever land 1-4 as a counter poke and you're fishing, yeah, she can do stuff like that. That's something I've known since Tag 2. So keep 1-4 in mind when you're fishing to hit your opponent, especially if they're aggressive. It's a good way to play real patient. Just throw, you know, in some matchups you just throw out jabs, just see what they're doing. Mix it in 4, and it's a good way to stay safe. This string here, 2-1, was it 3? Okay. So one thing to know about this move is it's high mid. It can slightly be delayed, I believe. I guess not. I guess the kick can be delayed. Yeah. Okay. If you hold down back, she fakes. So this is another thing to know if you're new with Zafina. I've known this since Tekken 6. So you want to hold down back and you can set up all kinds of situations in this stance. Also, a thing to know about this stance is when she's in it, she's completely crouched. That basically means unless it has a certain low hitbox like Fang's shoulder, she cannot be hit out of this unless it's a low attack. She can also block during this move. She's also an auto block. So if she holds down back, she can escape or block your attack. The other reason I mentioned this is because she cannot be hop kicked out of this. So let's say you did this string and you're trying to move around and your opponent tries to hop kick you, they're going to miss entirely, giving you this as a counter hit, and that's going to launch them. Save my old tutorial for proof. This string here, nothing too special about it. You can kind of delay the last hit, but this does not actually combo. See? And I believe even if you delay it too long, it can catch them. They can step. I believe if they step right, they get caught. If they step left, they don't. 1, 2, 4, 4. This string does not combo all the way through. I think just the first part. Yeah, the last one does not hit. However, I think it's on counter hit. Yeah, so on counter hit it fully combos. But one thing I wanted to show was if let me see. If you wake up attacks, let me see. Sorry, I have them like set up to wake up random. All right, let's. Yeah, see, he should be wake up mid kick. I don't know why he's like waking up nothing. It's 'cause he's on side roll. Try quick recovery. Yeah, so. Alright. Let's see. Alright. There we go. If she lands the 1+2, she crushes them restanding and gets that 4. The other 2 kicks as a float. Sorry that took so long to show, but I remember seeing something like that last night. This is one of your key strings right here. Forward 2, 3, 4. This string is now a wall bounce in this game. And forward 2, 3 actually does combo. So like I said before, you can cancel it and throw. You can launch if they try to press a button. You can also delay the 4 a tad. I guess I thought you used to. And she cannot go to standstill out of 4. So you have to commit to either forward 2, 3 or nothing. So nothing really else to really talk about that, but it's good for your combo enders, and it's good to set up pressure, wall enders, stance pressure. Forward 3, this move I don't really have too many uses for. It's a high and a very slow one, and of course, once again, if you cancel out, you can actually dash up for a combo opportunity. So yeah, use that to any merit of your choosing. Akabero is actually good. It sets up combos. So if they try to wake up attack, you can sidestep. Catch them with that. Yeah. I'm trying to go through most of the basic moves. For 1+2 is a really good get off me move. Now wall bounces, you can tell. Down for 1, 2, down for 1, 2, 1. This move is very important in 2 ways you can mess with this. Okay, so down for 1, 2 is super good in the fact that you can delay them into each other. And the reason why is because down 1, 2, if you look at down back 2, you can delay down for 1 and down back 2. So your opponent can get thrown off by the string, depending how you want to do it. So you want to do down 1, 2, or do you want to do down 1, delayed, down back 2? And it's good because down back 2 is a good way, because she kind of slightly steps to the side, is a good way to get out of the corner. These are things, like I said, I've discussed in my really long tag 2 tutorial. And if I have to go through all that again in a later tutorial for her in this game, I will. But that tutorial should serve more or less for what you can be doing in this game. Because when I was labbing the other night, I discovered all the same stuff I already knew. So I just want you guys to know as we're going through moves. And of course, you can delay the last hit by a tad, I believe. Let me see. Yeah, there you go. And the delay, if there's a gap there, so if they try to hit you, I believe that punch stuns them. So it's really good. Number 1-4, this actually combos. This was something that she did not have back in Tag 2. And I believe when she did have, if she did have it, it did not combo. And so that just leaves with that. So that's good to set up 4-4-1+2, which we'll get into it a little bit later. It's a throw. You're down 4-2, yeah, your launcher. Down for 3-4. This is kind of like similar to Anna's quarter circle forward 3-2. Very good move to kick out there. Now, in the older games, this one here would just nosebleed stun. So in this game, it knocks down, creating new combo opportunities. So like you can do that. You can do spider crawl to stun them. If they want to wake up pressing buttons. Back that one, wait. Do stuff like that. So many ways to go through all these options. Down 4-3, down 4 is Piku. Just switch the option up. And of course, like I said before, when you do down 4-3, she goes into stance. So you can hold back. So if your opponent is waiting for that 4, you can launch them. Miku, this is a move I want to tell you guys about here. And she has a follow-up with it, which is down forward. Yeah, so down forward 4-1. I mean, down forward 4-1 and then down forward 4-2. So launcher. Now, the thing you should know about down forward 4-1 is it has a special input that I didn't know until I looked back at Tag 2's frame data and it mentioned the special thing this move could do. I don't know if a lot of Zafina players knew about this, because in my Tag 2 tutorial I made, no other player had posted this about this move on their channel. So like I said, I did a lot of thoroughly discoveries before I made that tutorial. So with this move, if you hold down forward while doing the one, she cancel fakes. She like kind of dash cancels. It's a good way to set up throws, stance pressure, and you can, because the move can be delayed, if they try to crouch thinking you're gonna fake, you get the jab, and it's really good. So definitely mix that in there when you're pressuring your opponent. You'd be surprised of a good way to stay in with this character. It's a good way to force people to randomly try to hop kick or pressure you. It's very good. Kerr, this move used to be a lot slower back in Tag 2 because she did more of like an exotic dance, which I miss, but they shortened it. Not too much of this move. It tracks, I guess, but not too much. Down 1 is kind of useless. Down 1 is decent mid poke, and it can kind of be delayed. But it's just, I don't remember if it's safe or not on block, but it's nothing really to it. Down 2 forward 3 has its uses. Down 2 is a very good crushing counter poke. Let me see what, yeah, see it knocks down. This is probably your lead main poke. Next to back 1-2, which we'll get to in a minute. But yeah, this one from afar, following with both attacks, and then she can hold stance. And I think if you hold down 4, yeah, she goes into spider stance. So, and if you hold, I think up back, she just, yeah, I don't think she just crouches from this one. I think you have to commit. And then the roll does not actually combo. What's good about it though is this move here. If your opponent ever tries to like wake up attack, right there, that kick will catch some people tracking, or it used to track really well back in Tag 2, and it'll also, if they try like wake up kick or something, that kick will crush them. Like it'll like stun them. And with being Tekken 7, it'll probably cause a combo in this game. I don't know. All right, earwing piercer, pretty good. Low kick. When you land the move, you can stay in crouch and mix up pressure from there. She can also, if you hold down, she goes into her stances. So hold down forward, she goes into, yeah, okay, never mind. I thought she went into spider from that. Thought she did, but I guess not. And she goes into this. So if your opponent, a good way to mix it up is to do it twice. So do it sidestep short and hold it down. Sorry, I keep messing up. Sidestep after hit and hold down. It's a good way to throw people off. And from this move, she has a while standing one, which is really fast, so it throws people off. Keeps you safe. So like a good mix up from this is this, that, buffer throw. All right, this move here is not too solid up close. Down 3 is a little better. But if you're feeling a little froggy and want a situation to try to throw them off, This is pretty good. It's kind of like a can, but it's not guaranteed. So if you just throw this out randomly and they crouch, the high does not combo. So they can literally just duck that and kill you for it. So I don't know why they made that low high. I mean low high instead of low mid, but it's been like that since Tekken 6. So, but yeah, if it does counter, it does launch them. So that's something you should know as well. Not easy to counter with that move though, but yeah, like I already mentioned, down back 2, good for getting out of the corner. I believe on counter hit it knocks them back. Yep. So it can set stuff like that up. Yeah, I know so much about this character. This is the character that's made for me. Alright, Akina's not too much of this move. Just in low poke. I don't think it does anything on counter. Sorry about that. Yeah, nothing much. Just like I said before, you just hold back, and you just get out of stance. Yeah, that's a launcher, counter hit launcher. This move here is unique because if you, I think if you hold down on the first part, she goes in stance. So, and see, that's what I meant. You see what I meant? Good example of that. That wake up kick is a mid. I didn't get hit. So you have to hit her with a low or a very special, like lower hitbox mid, like Fang shoulder or something like that. Hop kicks, even down for ones in some cases will not catch her out of this. I thoroughly tested that back in Tag 2. Chris Crow, this is good. Normally it's good for just counter poking. But now because this game has this little follow-up you can get off just frames, pretty unique. Otherwise than that, it's just pretty good poke to just kind of throw out here and there. I don't know if it tracks too well or not. Back fist, it tracks. Decent for counter poking. This move, I don't know why they armored this move in this game. And it's different because back in Tag 2, it used to flatten them to the floor. So I guess this is kind of like a cheap way to just kind of throw back 3 out. But back 3 is slow, so if anybody just wants to launch you or throw you, it's a good option. She has 3 good homing moves. I mean, 3 good trafficking moves. That's armor move. That's one of them. Tiamat's tail is pretty decent. You can slightly delay it, I believe, but otherwise not. It's just good for ending combos. Inat's Fury is probably one of your main go-to pokes to throw people off, kind of like Fang's down back 3. If you're in range to do down 2, use that instead. But this is always a good move as well to throw them off. That's unblockable. This is a really solid move to remember when you're pressuring with her. Up forward 1 is a very solid poke. I used to use that in range of this all the time. So you want to set that up, and back 1 or back 1+2 is good. I believe it crushes. It doesn't. Okay, I think it used to crush a little better. But yeah, it leaves her kind of forward so you can pressure with that. But otherwise not. It's just, I'm going to throw out once in a while. You can mix that with back 2. Hop kick move. Philobites is interesting for setting up opponents who are getting off the grounds. So if I did like this. See that spider leap? It's a good way to kind of throw your opponent off sometimes with just throwing out random moves because it stuns them. So you like that leap actually combos. Trying to remember. It's been a while since I remember the yeah, then she has while standing too. I think she had a combo from that a long time ago. I just can't remember right now. Gilgamesh Blast, pretty decent. Tracks is one of those safe moves you can kind of mix in if you're pressuring your opponent. Like if I landed this, I can buffer that in there if they don't crouch it. Safe on block. As far as I remember, it is. This move here is pretty good. Used to be really solid in some combo situations back in Tag 2 and T6. Forward 3 can be canceled. It does not go into a stance though. Yeah, it does. Okay, yeah. So you can hold back and do nothing, or do the. So you have like 3 options here. You can hold back, commit, or stance. And we'll get to stance in a minute because I don't want to make this video like super long. Just trying to go through each move, what you should know about it. 4x4 is good for, you know, just like the other move, pressure. It's a mid, safe, tracks. Galu's, this is one of the better moves that she has to end pressure and wall combos with. Back in tag 2, this was her main tag combo ender for wall splat, and they kept her close. So she could dash forward and they like wake up or something like that, she could get that going. On top of that, this move also, if you hold down back, she goes in this this stance here, which I believe is Mantis, I believe. So even on block. Like that. So your opponent is trying to fish for something, let them miss that hop kick that they're not going to land, and you launch them. Zafina is a very study heavy character. You got to know what you're getting into. Libby sidekick, decent. Alright, Tarantula Dive. This one I used to abuse back in tag 2. And I'm going to show you what's good about this move that I learned late. Okay, so you have the Tarantula Dive. You got to count the steps. 1, 2, 3. I don't know. I'm not too good at doing this. You have like half screen or some shit, I think. There you go. Alright, anyway. When you land a Tarantula Dive... Sorry. You can actually get into either one of the stances, which is cool, so... Damn it. I was trying to avoid his kick that time, but yeah. I'm trying to show it one more time. You have to like down or like down back, something like that, but you could go into either one of the stances. Sorry. By the way, I love this freaking song. I'm messing it up, but I think she can wake up into one of the stances facing the other way. I don't know. I think you have to hold forward, I think. I don't know. Try it one more time. Damn it. Damn it. Sorry about this. Feel free to fast forward. Alright, whatever. I'm messing it up. But yeah, you can, I think in one of the directions that you hold, she can wake up like leaning forward from the other direction into the spider, or she can wake up into this stance. It's good because in some situations she can kind of go backwards. So if they wake up miss, she's like in back turn stance, and she can like do something weird like this. If you're in this way, you press 2, 3, and she goes backwards like this. So you can kind of fuck with your opponent like that and move around like that. It's pretty funny, actually. Alright, and then here are some of the while standing moves. Nothing too fancy about them, but I do want to let you know about Rising Claw. This is something you definitely want to know whenever you're in a crouch position, okay? So let's say you landed down 3 and hold crouch. Right? So you let go so you can stay out of stance. So after they hit, then you hold down. If you hold down while they get hit, you will get into stance. So don't let this confuse you. Hit and then hold after. There you go. So what you're going to do is do that while standing 2. Now, while standing 2 is a really good delay launcher, but what you need to know if you're going to play Zafina is this move can keep you real safe and be fucking annoying. So the reason why that's cheap is if you stay in this stance and your opponent wants to counter you, they cannot unless they are planning a specific low attack. Like, all right, you're going to do this move, so let me catch you with that. So this is what your option is. While standing 2, hold down back and shoot rolls away to safety. Very, very annoying. Something you should know. Definitely a key thing to know while playing Zafina. And while standing down 3, that all these can kind of go in the stances. Yeah, since you can stay in a mana stance, tarantula stance. Nothing too basic with some of these. Yeah, like while standing 2 and trying to cover the basics, so you know what's going on. That's a good launcher. That move actually does not combo unless it's countered. Where's the one at? This move here actually has like a counter to it now, I think. Yeah, I noticed that last night. This is new. Yeah. Not new, but yeah, this bounce as you saw earlier. Yeah, she could do that and stay in the stance down 2. And in Scarecrow stance, this is where all the meat and potatoes are at when you're standing up. 2-2 is very good because it's double mid. 3-3-4, don't abuse this because that's very easy to react to. Now, you notice there, I don't know why they did that, but this move is now an armored launcher, which is kind of stupid. So that's another reason why I was saying about 1-3 cancel fake. So when they're ready to counter, you launch them like that. So mix this up a lot. Mix that pressure in. Forward 3. So let's say you're pressuring. Forward 3, like, all right, he's going to do something there. And you don't think so. Forward 3, you could back up. Move around. You got this armored launcher. And if they're trying to chase you, you just cancel out. The best way to play this character is to just really understand your stance game and how you want to create a wall, like a wall of offense that your opponent has to understand. Yeah, this here, if you counter, launches them. This is new. Yeah, this is one of her new moves in the game. This move is new too. It's kind of shit though. She's just down 3-3. It does combo. Doesn't really give you much of a combo though, but you can. There's a little combo you can follow with. I think it's down 3-1. Let me see. Let me try to show you real quick. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, something like that. That's in the combo list you'll see later. And Scythe, pretty good. You can also hold down to stay in mana stance from there. This is pretty decent there. That actually does not combo though. Yeah, see. And just like before, cancel out, set up throw, set up crouch pokes. One good thing to fish with if you're faking a lot is this. Because it's going to get your opponent to think stance is coming. And what makes stance cheap now is the fact that this is an armor launcher. So if your opponent is not going to guess, you can just cancel and set up a throw or something. So I like the offensive mindset you can use. What's this one? Double shin kick? Yeah. Mix those up a lot because you can actually do like a stance into a low kick, mid kick, low kick. You don't have to do the strings they give you. Like 3-3, you can like do 3-3, delay down 3, and then try to press a button, you can launch them. Scarecrow mana stance. Yeah, this is how you go into mana stance. Yep, she can do that. And of course, if you do this and hold down, she goes in a Tarantula stance. These are all things you definitely want to get familiar with. Yeah, that's the new thing she has. So let's go through some more of the stance stuff. So Madness is probably one of the more effective stances in the game that she has. While standing 1, very good to check people. If you go from stance pressure into that, 1-3, that's pretty good. Does not actually combo though. Decent for wall pressure. This doesn't combo either. Similar to Kazumi, but yeah, like you see the green. If they try to press it, yeah, that actually will bounce, juggle them. This move here does not combo like I said, but that last part, if they press the button, I believe it counters and flops them. Yeah, so these are all just mixed ideas, kind of like Kazumi's down back 3-2-3, I think. And nothing too much to talk about with most of these. This is new and this armors. So when you're in that, you can do this. Yeah, paradox stance. It doesn't really do much. It's just kind of funny. It just moves backwards. Yeah, while standing 2, not safe on block. While standing 3 is decent and keeps you standing. I used to use that sometimes to mess with people because you could stay in stance. So I would do stuff like that. Yeah, that move. I believe that move actually does combo. Yeah, so just, and when you do that stance there, you can stay in stance, I believe. Yeah. So you can do like this. You can literally do like this. What is it? Sorry. So you can like literally just stay in the stance and fuck with your opponent. It's really good stuff. That's probably my favorite stance she has. Yeah, up that one. No 10 combos, we don't worry about that. Throws basic, but you do know She has a command grab. Something new she has though is this. She did not have a parry before, so this is unique to her. It's kind of useless since she has really solid counterways anyway, but I mean, if you're on the corner, I guess. Personally, for me, I'm just going to use down back 2, and then the rest of the time is just combo samples. You can go through that on your own time. But yeah, so I just kind of wanted to go through some of these things you should know about. Key stuff like walk standing 2. That's very good to know if your opponent tries to chase you. And if they start getting onto like you're going to do the rollback, then you do walk standing 1. Or you do walk standing 2 and do nothing, and they're not going to expect the roll. So you stay the roll there and you move backwards. So dope. I don't think she can roll forward. I've never tested that. Yeah, she can't. Okay, so. But yeah, so this is, like I said, this one before too, very good to know. Knowing the stances your characters have, the options, like 1-4 being one of the best fish counters if your opponent's aggressive. And just kind of, you know, have really good intentions with every move. Like if you're fighting someone who's real patient and throw out, like if I had fought a Hayatsu right now, just trying to hit down back 2s and stuff, throwing this out, I'm not going to regret it. Because if I counter you, I get a full combo. So, you know. But yeah, so I just kind of wanted to cover a little bit of things that you should know about the character. I don't really want to get specifically into combos, at least not right now. You know, it's still day 1 for me too, but I've been playing this character for years, so I pretty much know my game plan and what I want to do with her. But for any of you new to the character who haven't seen my Tekken Tag 2 tutorial on her, I will kind of wanted to go over her moves thoroughly in this video. I mean, a basic understanding in this video, and just give you some options to know about in case you didn't know. Like, you know, stance canceling out of 3, doing stuff like this, which is not actually in the move list, so you won't know. So if you ever see Zafina doing this and you're confused how she does it, it just helps to know. You know, I can give you that kind of insight. Down to, you know, these are moves that can all go. I think down to. Yeah, she can. You go in a stance, yeah, spider stance. I mean, delay. I remember back in Tag 2, this here, you could use in some situations, like I think this here, that would catch on a lot of characters waking up, except for big characters like the bears and stuff. The 4 hits but the 3 misses, and it creates new combo opportunities. I'm gonna rewatch my old video and I remember specifically the situations I practiced that for. But I was damn near like a student of the craft with this character. I learned everything there was to learn, everything that was important, at least to me, to understand. But anyway, I hope you guys take this as a learning lesson, and I will have more Zafina tutorials, streams, and definitely match videos up very shortly. The Queen is back, and we are full force on for Tekken 7. Thank you for watching.